right. Hoosier hello to all you brickies out there. I'm Aiden Varenkamp and Wade Knapp here alongside me for Across the Bricks, and we're ready to talk about St. Petersburg and Phoenix and F1.
Aiden, dude, first of all, what a weekend we just
Yeah.
had. It's a rainy day here in Bloomington. A bit drowsy, and I'm a bit tired because of it. But I'm excited to talk about racing, dude. We've had our first IndyCar weekend, our first race weekend.
With the podcast.
With the podcast.
Right.
And we're here to talk about it. We're going to do a nice little debrief, if you will, if we're going
Yeah.
to use racing terminology there. Talk about the weekend, everything we've seen, and kind of go into some other stuff. So I'm excited to dive deep into it with you, Aiden. But what was your initial thoughts on the St. Pete weekend?
I mean, I thought the quality of racing was pretty damn good. I mean, it was an exciting race. I don't think there were really many boring parts. I like the pit stops a lot. That was a great sequence, when everyone was on cold tires, and the Armstrong Ericsson almost incident.
Yeah.
Twice actually, they almost crashed, and with McLaughlin too. That was really exciting. That was probably my favorite part of the race. But we have to talk about this. Alex Palou wins by 14 seconds. It's been one race, and he's already showing no mercy. I mean, I guess McLaren really pissed him off with that whole lawsuit thing, $12 million. His pockets are a lot lighter, but those winning margins are a lot bigger. So,
dude, I don't even know if we can say a lot bigger. He was doing this last year.
That's
too.
true.
But no, Alex Palou came in and showed the dominance that we knew he had.
Yeah.
And he shows no signs of slowing down.
No.
To put it just clear, he dominated the weekend. Obviously, he didn't get qualifying or get pole, but I believe I brought this up to you in qualifying. He went double red in Fast 12.
Yeah.
So that in Fast 6, he ran scuffed reds or used reds. So he was not at full performance. And in full honesty, I don't think he was going for pole.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to ensure he started in the top 6, get up there knowing he could race up there from there. And that shows the confidence of this man that in a series this tight or historically this tight, he has the confidence of, as long as I start in the top 6, I'm good. I can race my way up. I can trust my team to give me the right pit stops, the right strategy to get me to the front. He 100% did that.
Honestly, I don't know if he had qualifying in mind at all. I mean, you do want to go for pole typically, right? Especially if you're Alex Palou. I mean, if you can, you're going to go for it. I think his car was probably set up for the race, and he was thinking, future forward, not really thinking about qualifying. And I mean, obviously, it didn't really matter because he overcut everybody and got the win. So, yeah, I think he could have gotten pole if he wanted to. You're probably right, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Why didn't he? I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have the pace, or maybe it was just he was set up for the race.
I genuinely don't think. I think it is a competitive IndyCar series, right?
Yeah.
And the pole time was a fast pole time set there by Scotty Mack.
Yeah.
So I think, he would have had to have fresh new red tires, right? He obviously didn't have the tire advantage because he used both of his fresh sets in the Fast 12. But by using them both in the Fast 12, he's telling everybody, I just need the top 6.
Yeah.
And that extra pole point, obviously it's 1 point, not that big of a deal.
No, and it's not going to play any role because he's going to win the championship by over 100. So.
But it's just I think he just wanted to ensure that he got the lap down.
Yeah.
Or maybe possibly on his first red stint, he didn't get the lap he needed, so he decided he needed to go again with another red stint and just go with the top 6. That might be the DHL number 10 team strategy for the year.
Yeah.
It's instead of warming up the car with some hard tires, let's throw on the softs. If we get the lap we need, we use our new set of reds in the Fast 6. But if not, we'll take 5th or whatever he's going to get on his scuffed reds and go race in the race. And honestly, that's not that bad of a strategy because with a driver like Palou, odds are you're going to get that lap on the first stint with those reds anyways. So I like it. And it obviously didn't matter. But let's work down the results, man. I think there's a lot of good races from a lot of good people.
DCR put together.
I think DCR is a big
overall.
talking story.
Yeah. So
what did you see there?
Yeah, I mean Grosjean had a pretty damn good race. He was consistent, and he beat Dennis Hauger on his first race. But Dennis Hauger, I think, also was very impressive. I think he obviously didn't have maybe the race he would have wanted starting third because he only finished 10th, I think, in the end, right?
I just got to it. He finished 10th.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like you and I could tell like he lost most of his time in the pit stops.
That's obviously been
what
the
it
thing with
looked like.
DCR.
And yeah, but also just like his pit exits were a bit slow, but you know all that's gonna like fade away as he gains more experience. You know, on cold tires he lost a lot of time, but that's gonna be something he works through as he gains more experience. Like I said, so it was great for showing. I think top 3 in qualifying, and then top 10 in the race. I mean, you can't really ask for much better for your first start. And yeah, I mean, it was good.
I mean, I think obviously in his first weekend, DCR with Grosjean had a great weekend as well. But in terms of Dennis Hogger, the last time we saw as good of a qualifying performance on a rookie debut was Robert Wickens.
Yeah.
And I believe before that, I don't recall. I mean, I could probably look up the stat, but I don't recall somebody doing that well in qualifying, making the Fast 6 on your rookie debut.
Yeah.
Especially in a DCR car. You got to remember, Robert Wickens was coming from DTM, and he was in a Schmidt-Peterson car, which is an Aaron McLaren car now. Like, it's a good car.
Yeah.
We had James Hinchcliffe as his teammate. It was on a tear back then. Like, it was a good... Wickens is a good car. Not that DCR isn't a good car this year, but reputation-wise, that's not the team you'd expect to put 2 cars in the Fast 6.
No.
6 on in week 1.
Fast 6.
Yeah. So
let's edit that.
But like I see a lot coming from him,
Yeah.
And he holds up to what I said last week. He's fast as all living hell, dude.
Yeah.
And
I know I doubted you. Yes, and I
did.
regret that because like I said he wasn't, and I let people on F1 Twitter tell me that he wasn't all that. And like why did I listen to them? I don't know.
I pay attention to ENX, dude. What can I say? I watched him a lot last year, and he is steady. He's got precision with his hands. He knows how to drive a race car, and he knows how to drive one well.
Yeah.
Like it obviously showed that this weekend. Falling from 3rd to 10th isn't like he did lose 7 spots, but it's 3rd to 10th. It's not like 20th. Obviously, we don't have 27 cars, but
10th
10th
to 25th.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Or like 10th to 17th.
No.
Right. He got passed by the guys that finished ahead of him are Alex Palou, Scott McLaughlin, Christian Lundgaard, Kyle Kirkwood, Pato O'Ward, Marcus Ericsson, Joseph Newgarden, Romain Grosjean, his teammate, Rinus VeeKay, then Dennis Hogger.
Yeah, and those are some very, very good drivers.
Especially those top 7 there, you would list as some of the best street course drivers in the series. Like, so as your rookie debut, he finished above the likes of Marcus Armstrong and Felix Rosenqvist, David Malukas, Alexander Rossi, Christian Rasmussen, Will Power, Scott Dixon. Obviously, those are all separate issues.
I don't know. I think some of those let's just put aside because
but
Malukas had an issue.
Louis Foster, the Indy Next winner from the year before. I think Felix Rosenqvist is a big one to name.
Yeah,
he won pole at this race last year.
Yeah,
he had a
but
great
Foster's
weekend.
strategy got killed with the whole caution while he was leading thing.
That's also
so.
True.
I think and like I'm actually surprised VeeKay still finished 9th after that because I thought he was done for when that yellow came out. Also, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about VeeKay's
VeeKay
drive.
had a really good race. I mean, he was I think he started 17th or 18th,
something around that.
Yeah, and it's his first race for Juncos. He looked impressive. I mean, he had a good race, finished 9th. That's definitely a positive. So I'm really excited to see that.
Something I really want to bring up about that is we were talking. I believe I can't remember if this was on air or not, but you and I have been talking about the engine manufacturer change.
Yeah,
and how much
he's gone from Chevy to Honda back to Chevy in 3 years.
Yes,
and that's really impressive. And
very difficult.
He's had no problems. He finished 9th in St. Pete last year with DCR, and then 9th this year with Juncos. So like that just shows he can adapt really quickly and still finish 9th. Like he can finish anywhere. And yeah, I mean he's consistent and he's talented in whatever he drives. That's great. Yeah,
VeeKay's like I don't want to say confused me. He's obviously a good and talented driver. But like he's one of the few drivers I've seen that doesn't get phased by different engine manufacturers, different teams, different. He's moved a lot, dude.
He
different
just keeps
teammates.
his head down and he gets going.
Yeah, he just drives race cars.
Yeah,
he's a good dude. He's always interactive with the fans. Good, funny personality as he shows with his spin and finger point.
I know
at the 500.
Yes. Shout out Rinus VeeKay because I met him at the grocery store while I was on shift, and that was like the best time I had while working. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get him on the podcast.
He just showed up at the grocery store?
Yes, he was there with his wife, and I was just like doing my job facing, and I turned around, like I was actually giving something to a customer, and I saw him there. I was like, Rinus VeeKay? What the? And I was like, is it, what? I don't even know. I can't remember what I said because I was just so like starstruck in that moment.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, and then I got a picture with him, which was really cool.
In the Kroger attire?
Yeah. yeah, Neiman Harvest Market attire.
Or
yeah.
Neiman Harvest Market, excuse
Yeah.
me. I got your job wrong.
No, it's okay.
Very sorry.
Yeah, I know it's confusing grocery stores, but
So many of
Yeah.
them. Anyways, great weekend. ECR underperformed. I don't. Underperforms is a weird word. Obviously, they finished 16th and 19th, but there was a lot of talk about ECR coming into the year. They thought they had found something. Rossi and Rasmussen have been very confident coming into the year.
yeah, they really underperformed. They are our big bust of the week. Like that was really disappointing. After all that talk, especially on like Rossi's podcast and everything, like it seemed like they were moving in the right direction at ECR, and it hasn't reflected on track. I mean, I'm not gonna like freak out because it's been one race. There's 17 more weeks to go. Let's just take a minute, rest, and I think they'll be better in Phoenix. And that's a track that they should be better because it is an oval. And we saw Milwaukee, the last short oval they raced at, they won and got fourth. So I think it's going to be okay. But yeah, it wasn't a great weekend to start off their campaign.
Yeah, I struggled a lot with that, and we'll dive into Phoenix predictions later. But when making my predictions was because even with Rossi's Instagram posts after the race, I think his caption was like there were a lot of setbacks and jump forwards this weekend, but we're all good. We'll move on to the next. He didn't sound concerned. It just sounded like it was kind of a weird weekend for him.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice a lot of stuff probably because they weren't covered as much because they were kind of slow all weekend, comparatively. I don't want to call anyone slow with an average speed of 95 miles an hour, but you know what I mean. So, but next their short oval package is. It was good last year.
Yeah.
If they're saying they're improved, it can only improve.
Yeah.
But after last weekend, my brain doesn't allow me to put more than one of their drivers in the top 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust, obviously one of them, Christian Rasmussen, we expect to be up there.
Yeah.
But I don't, and Rossi's a great driver too on short ovals. He's proved that. But I don't I feel like Rasmussen can do it without the car. I don't know if Rossi can anymore.
We'll see.
And we'll see how it goes.
They say that the waiting is the hardest part, and I've been waiting for this segment. So Felix Rosenquist's car. We have puns. So unfortunately, James Coker wasn't able to join us this week, but we're going to reschedule for April. Shout out James Coker for being flexible. But
yeah, I do want to just say, I appreciate you, James Coker. You're probably not listening to this, but
No.
He reached out to us about 2 hours ago and was kind of just like, boys, I'm sorry, work stuff caught up to me. Can we reschedule for April? And I appreciate him being kind about that. And still, wanting to reschedule and come on. That was awesome. But, yeah, we're still going to do the skit.
Yeah.
Because we felt like it.
Yeah. Felix Rosenquist was running down a dream this weekend, but it didn't come true, unfortunately. It was a gorgeous car, and I really liked it. But, Sirius XM will have a lot of other great paint schemes.
Dude, I was looking at his pit crew, and didn't Meyershank kind of look like a refugee on that pit stand this weekend? He probably could have dressed up a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Looked like an American girl. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He really got up to the front at one point, but he really started free falling down the list.
Yeah, he did. He fell down the order.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
sometime we got to teach him, and maybe he'll learn to fly. But
Yeah.
we'll get back. We'll get back to it. But no, that paint scheme did look really good this weekend, dude. I loved the yellow highlights.
Yeah, I did. Too.
And Meyershank, I know obviously it was 11th and 12th for them this weekend. Not their best start, but also they're knocking on the door there at 11th and 12th. So maybe they can find their way to move back. I'm out of Tom Petty puns. I was trying to figure something out in there.
Wait, I'll find more. Hold on.
We'll figure it out. But I think they could really move up into the great wide open. There we go.
There you go.
And find a way to actually
Yeah, they were racing like rebels without a clue.
there we go.
Yeah.
I feel like they could actually compete this
But
year.
it's okay because they won't back down. The 60 team will be back. Or is it 66? Wait, 60. Yeah,
66
60.
and 60.
Yeah, I get their numbers confused. Yeah, the 60 team. The 60 team will be back. They'll be fine. Rosenquist will do well. Maybe not next weekend, but he will do well in the future. He's got this. Wade's on his phone looking for puns. I just was a minute ago. Go to Spotify.
I just went to Spotify.
Yeah.
No, we're too committed to this.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can't wait for the next band.
I can't
so we can make more puns.
I know, but I cannot wait for May because Felix Rosenquist is going to be with those Indiana boys on an Indiana Nights. Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully at the next race, Felix Rosenquist doesn't break down on his way back to the pits.
Break down.
I'm rapping it after that.
Yeah, okay. All right, this weekend is F1's Australian Grand Prix. It is the season opener. Let's talk about it. 2026, brand new regulations for engine and aero. A lot to look forward to. Wade, what do you think?
Dude, I'm excited about F1. Sorry if Aiden and I were dragging your heart around with those Tom Petty.
Yes.
With those Tom Petty
Yes,
puns.
there you go.
I had to throw one more in there. But F1, I'm very excited this weekend, dude. New car regulations, new drivers, new everything, dude. I'm really excited. It feels like a new series for a casual F1 fan a little bit. I feel like I get like a rebirth. I can kind of jump in and like I can become a new fan with the series. You know what I mean? Which is it's a weird way to think about it.
It's a great time to get into the
refreshing.
sport.
100%. I'm excited to see. You know, we were talking about this the other day at your place when we were watching one other qualifying of the race.
Yeah.
IndyCar had some unknowns going into the year, specifically driver and team, like Malukas to Penske,
Right.
or, VK to JHR, some different driver and team related things. Everything almost is an unknown in F1. There's very few things that we're confident it's going to happen. Everything from Ferrari's upside down wing to
everyone's like predictions right now is just based on rumors. No one knows anything. Like it's all like people are saying Mercedes might have the best car, but that's yet again all rumor based.
Absolutely no one knows.
And lap times and testing, you cannot really take those too seriously. I mean, they do matter in some capacity, but they don't really give you the best vibes for what's going on. Like Ferrari was fastest in testing, but does anyone really believe they're going to be the fastest? Hell nah. Sorry. I wish, but yeah.
It's so easy to sandbag in testing.
Yeah, it is.
It's so easy to think.
Just turn those engines down.
No, either turn the engines down or legit just like fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2. They don't announce
Lift and
sector
coast in sector
lift
3.
and coast in
Yeah.
sector 3. Like and then just, do it for sector 2 next lap. It's so easy to like figure it out where you can hide your speed, which they all want to do because they don't want to be the guy with the target on their back when it comes to Melbourne. So I'm really excited that what's going to happen this weekend. I don't want to predict F1 for 2 reasons. I don't want to look stupid because I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the rumors. No one knows enough. Sorry, guys.
I've been keeping up as much as I can, but yet again, I still really don't know. I really don't know. I think what I know, but I don't know what I know.
All right, let's not go driver. Let's go team.
Okay.
What team do you think will be the highest qualifying team
In Australia. All right.
I'm not gonna say pole, but like the average qualifying position for the top 2 drivers.
It's Mercedes. I mean, I know it's stupid because they're like dominating the rumors, but I think it probably is Mercedes realistically.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. I think Ferrari's going to be up there, but I think Verstappen's going to be in the mix. I think Verstappen will be like 3rd or 4th, with Leclerc like 3rd, 4th, and then Hamilton like 4th or 5th range.
I think we've talked about this. I think Mercedes has got the best driver combo in the series, or one of them.
It's
right
debatable.
now.
I think
Definitely
they will.
debatable.
I think if it is Ferrari if Hamilton gets back on form.
But also you could say the same thing is it's Mercedes if Kimi reaches his potential.
That's true. But I think there's a better chance of Hamilton getting faster again this year to being like, because he doesn't even need to go back to his like 2018 form. If he just goes back to his like 2023 form, which was still like top 3 on the grid. If he just goes back to that, he's going to be great. So I think, that Ferrari had the best lineup if Hamilton doesn't have another year like last year. Because like normal Hamilton, So, them. Then, honestly, McLaren, because Norris is like 3rd or 4th best on the grid. Piastri's like 5th. So put them there. Then, I guess, Mercedes, right? I mean, Antonelli, I think it's going to take him another year to really reach his full potential. I think this will be his breakout year. But like we saw, like Piastri didn't really break out until his 3rd year.
Yeah.
So,
3rd year in motorsports does typically tend to be the year. Like if you look at Kyle Kirkwood, freshman year, first year, whatever you want to call it, at AJ Foyt, kind of had a really it was AJ Foyt before the Penske thing, but still really shaky year. Then moves into the 27, has a solid first year, but no real results. And then in that 3rd year, I think he had 2 wins that year. He was really looking strong.
Was 2023 his 3rd year in the series? Okay, that was his first year at Andretti.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
No. Sorry. He spent 1 year at Foyt and then 2 years in Andretti. I don't remember the years. It might have been 24.
But he won Long Beach in 2023. That was his 2nd season, though. Or was that his 3rd season? Did he have 2 years at Foyt?
Dude, I don't remember.
Okay.
Anyways.
Anyway.
3rd year tends to be a good year.
Yes, it does.
And pardon our lack of knowledge on IndyCar, but still knowledge because we knew we were
Yeah.
close.
I don't know.
Either way, you can look it up on your own, or I can.
I'll look it up
Aiden
real
will look
quick.
it up for us. But for my F1 predictions, dude, I don't really know. I think Verstappen is going to be
Yeah, Kirkwood did win in his second season.
okay.
He
that's
won.
what it
He
was.
won the Indy Next title in 21, and then yeah.
Got it. Awesome. Well, I do think that Verstappen's going to be in the mix this year,
He is.
heavily.
I think McLaren are going to be fourth best with Verstappen third.
You
But
think
I
so?
think Hadjar will be below the McLaren drivers.
Yeah. Like I don't know, dude. I think that it'll be weird. Like I don't think McLaren has, as of right now from testing, I don't think they have the speed to not keep up, but like to compete.
They're not going to be top two.
Yeah. But
No.
also, arguably, they have one of the best driver pairings on this
Yeah.
grid. After last year, it's so hard to count them out.
Yeah, it is.
So, driver wise,
Mhm.
obviously, with Lando and Oscar, it's hard to tell in F1, which is one of the reasons I like IndyCar more. Comparing the car to the driver and all that. But Oscar
It's so
looked
much
really
easier
good.
to rate drivers in IndyCar. Like,
100%. Because
yeah.
it's spec, dude.
Yeah.
I love spec racing. And I know I have a lot of F1 friends like that favor F1. They're like,
Yeah.
but all the cars being different and all that is more interesting to me. And I understand
Yeah,
that.
it can be interesting.
But I
But-
watch racing for racing, not for car development.
Yeah.
If I wanted to watch car development, I'd go to the Ford factory in Detroit and just watch
Yeah.
them develop
Yeah.
like GTs.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I mean, like, I think F1, I do appreciate the car development aspect, but it does get stale when like it stops being exciting because there's not much development going on. So like the beginning of a regulation cycle is really fun, but then once it gets to the end and all the performance is set in stone, it's like yeah.
100%. I agree. Just still trying to figure all that out. And everyone is for
Yeah.
F1. There's no conclusion at all.
No.
And there never is in racing, but especially with F1 right now, I can't wait to. I don't know if I'm gonna go visit my girlfriend this week, so I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of time to watch racing this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely do all I can to, keep up with the IndyCar and the NASCAR weekend, which we're about to talk about.
Yep.
But I'm gonna do my best to keep up with F1, and I'll probably try to watch the race when I get back on Monday.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll know who wins by then, but just so I can talk about it, I'm very excited to see what all goes on.
Who do you got winning?
George Russell.
Okay. This is going to be really funny. I'm going to let my Ferrari delusion flow. Charles Leclerc is winning the 2026 Australian Grand Prix. I'm sorry. No.
You know what? I can't say that though, because I have no idea. No one does.
No one knows.
And we all know how good of a driver Charles is.
Yeah.
We need Banana Leclerc in victory circle.
I mean, come on. He's fired up. He just got married, and his dog was there dressed
Did you
up.
see the pictures he posted?
Yes, it was
First
amazing.
of all, the dog's adorable.
A lovely
So,
dog. Yeah.
what type of guy? I obviously drives for Ferraris. He's gonna
Yeah.
be driving Ferraris. That car was
It's a Le Mans winning
Awesome.
race car, and he had it at his wedding. That's awesome. Anyways, love Charles Leclerc. So yeah, he's gonna win. Ferrari won this race in 2024 with Sainz. Leclerc was second. Leclerc won this race in 2022. So are you picking up what I'm putting down? Even numbered years in Australia for Ferrari are legit. So yeah, in 2018, because they didn't race there in 2020, they raced there in 2018. Vettel won in 2018. So since 2018, they've won there every even numbered year. So I think 2026, it's going to continue. Leclerc's going to win. I got George Russell finishing second, and then we'll get either Lewis Hamilton or Kimi Antonelli on the podium.
I think I've never seen Aiden dive so deep into statistics to prove his Ferrari delusionalness.
Yeah.
But stats don't lie, dude.
Yeah.
And I could see if Charles Leclerc wins the Melbourne Grand Prix,
Grand Prix.
Grand Prix,
Yeah.
someone needs to bring him a banana outfit.
Yes.
It needs to happen.
All right.
The F1 meme
Fair enough.
collective will love it.
Yeah.
I'll love it. I was banana Leclerc, dude.
Banana Leclerc.
Banana Leclerc.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, I just need that because, it's been so long since Ferrari last won a race. Carlos Sainz, believe it or not, was our last race winner, which is crazy because, he doesn't even race for Ferrari anymore. It's been 2 years, but yeah, Mexico 2024 was the last race that we won. I really want them to win again. I want Hamilton to finally get his podium with Ferrari because last year sucked. It was miserable. Seeing him upset made me really mad, and I want to see him happy. So let's do it. Let's help Charles. Let's help Lewis. I really hope the car is good. I think it is. It's going to be flying off the line like it was in testing. Maybe not by as much because I think Mercedes will figure it out, and so will everyone else. But maybe not to the same extent. So I think Ferrari will have an advantage there. Also, reliability. Ferrari has proven reliability based off testing. Mercedes doesn't necessarily. They've had to go through multiple engines, and they've also had, I think, 1 or 2 breakdowns. So, I mean, are you picking up what I'm putting down? We're going to get a Ferrari. No, I don't want to, but like, I think I think this is what could happen. You know, the 2024 Australian Grand Prix, Verstappen's brake blew up while he was leading, and Sainz was second, and that led to Sainz winning. So maybe George Russell does lead, but then he has an issue, and Leclerc wins. I think that's probably what could happen. I think we're gonna see a
St.
shocking
Pato Award situation.
Yes, dude, that was so freaking. That sucked. Oh my god, and like
This sucks.
or like Portland when like Pato could have kept the championship alive, and then his engine blew up. Of course, because it's just like Pato Awards luck.
Yeah.
Last year, yeah,
He's like the opposite of Dixon.
I know he really is.
Anyways, you really shouldn't
Nashville
root.
when his tire blew while he was leading. He had that race in hand, and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about Polo's or not Polo.
Or Pato's.
Pato's bad luck. I keep saying Pato and then Polo, and it just like fucks my head.
It's a big mix up, dude.
Yeah.
You should not root for drivers or teams that Aiden and I root for. 'Cause he's a big Ferrari fan. Hasn't won in a while.
Nope.
Colton went on a
Colton
little bit
Herta
of a
went to
drought there.
F2, and then Kyle Busch is my favorite NASCAR driver, and he hasn't won in 3 years. So
That-
yeah,
I'm a Rossi fan. He hasn't won since COVID, basically.
well, 2022 was his last win.
or
The 2022 Harvest Grand Prix. Dude, sucks.
It's been so long that I remember him winning the Harvest Grand Prix and just assumed that was during COVID. I forgot they
Yeah.
kept doing that after
That was
COVID.
2022.
And I'm a David Malukas fan. He's
Yeah.
never won a race.
That was the last NASCAR and IndyCar doubleheader. Wasn't no 2023 was 2023 was the last NASCAR and IndyCar doubleheader.
Yeah,
in
but
Indy.
same.
But
Harvest GP.
Are you seeing what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, Phoenix NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader. So let's talk about that.
Aiden, this week is NASCAR and IndyCar's doubleheader at Phoenix International Raceway. And I'm very excited for it for 2 main reasons. Reason number 1, I like IndyCar. I like IndyCar on short ovals. Testing looked good and competitive, and a lot of good feedback came from Firestone and the drivers
Yep.
on tire wear and being able to catch up to the car in front of you and pass, which was the biggest problem in 2018 when we left, is because we had a lot of trouble with being able to pass. You were just kind of stuck in line, especially when you caught up to lap traffic.
Yeah.
Seems like they fixed that issue, and I really hope that is the case, because if so, this has the opportunity to be an unbelievable race. I'm very excited.
Totally.
Part 2, bringing in NASCAR or NASCAR bringing in IndyCar, the combination of the two being there that weekend is great. Press for IndyCar brings a lot of eyeballs to the
have something
IndyCar
to raise
series.
to that.
Oh, what do you say?
So, I think some of you probably would have seen this. Maybe you did. Pato Ward said that he isn't a huge fan of it because he feels like IndyCar shouldn't be playing the support role to NASCAR. And I kind of agree. Although I think it is good exposure for NASCAR at the same, or it's good exposure for IndyCar at the same time, because NASCAR fans they would be interested in IndyCar maybe, and like since they share a broadcaster and Fox for at least a third of the NASCAR season, why not? I think it's probably good, but yeah, eventually as IndyCar starts to get bigger and they want more recognition, like outside of like being the second racing series in America, once they actually want to go head to head with NASCAR, they want to not do doubleheader weekends with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. And I don't mind being the Saturday race year 1. But say this is successful when we go back next year, I better see IndyCar as the Sunday race.
It won't be. I promise you, you're never going to see a day in your life where IndyCar and NASCAR are racing the same weekend and IndyCar is not the Saturday race. It just will never happen. The Cup Series is just too big. It would take just a ridiculous amount of like marketing and funding, and like it would literally take like, I don't know, it would take them getting like a fan base like almost the size of F1.
Here's the
Like,
thing,
it'd be
though.
nuts.
NASCAR has been on its way down for the last 5 years.
But
And
it's kind of flatlined. It's bottomed out.
It has, but IndyCar is still on its way up, dude.
It is.
And it is skyrocketing, right?
Yeah,
in
but-
the last 2 years, the conversations of let's bring IndyCar to the top premier sport, like for
Yeah.
10, 12, 15 years there was no conversation about bringing IndyCar to the premier American Motorsports Championship because there was no conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
NASCAR
that
was
is a
at a
conversation.
point where it wasn't possible, and IndyCar didn't have the backing, the funding, or the drivers to do it.
It's all about marketing. IndyCar just has to market as the top championship in racing, because like, okay, let's just face it. Like NASCAR is bigger, but IndyCar is more respected worldwide. Should it be? I'm not sure. Like, I feel like NASCAR should be just as respected, but in the eyes of like most people, oval racing is considered, cringe and like,
Let's
not,
let's put it this way.
Yet again, IndyCar
Open
uses
wheel
those.
racing is the more international form of racing.
Yes.
Stock car racing is a very American
It
form.
is.
There isn't, from what my
Like,
knowledge, there
open
isn't
wheel
a
is
Europe.
more well respected and taken seriously, which is why IndyCar has an advantage if they
Yeah.
try to market it like that.
From my knowledge, there isn't another, like, there isn't a European stock car championship. I don't think there's another, like,
There is.
is there actually?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then never mind. It's not even close to as big as NASCAR
Well,
because
no.
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So when I'm not gonna say IndyCar is like as good as large as F1, but those are like big open wheel series that everyone knows about.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at our creators predictions thing. I mean, we have a guy from Ireland. We've got a guy from Germany.
Yeah.
Is that where he's
Yeah.
from?
Yeah.
Like we've got a lot of European and international
Mm-hmm.
accounts that run full time. I know they're motorsports accounts, but
Yeah.
they're all very invested in IndyCar. All About Indy Racing is from Germany. He's an IndyCar specific account. He covers nothing
Yeah.
else, right? And I love that we get that international recognition.
Yeah.
And I want the same for NASCAR. It's obviously a bit different and
Yeah.
difficult, especially because like not that we have international races, but like their races are strictly like within the United States, and I don't see
That's another
NASCAR venturing outside the
No,
United
that's
States. I see
exactly-
IndyCar venturing outside.
NASCAR does not care about an audience outside of America, and they shouldn't because they're not interested. Focus on the audience that wants you, and obviously America would be interested. I mean, they are getting more interested, and I think Michael Jordan is another thing that's helping them get more recognition. But that's besides the point. I think IndyCar has a better chance of being able to pull in people from other countries.
Yeah, I agree. Especially just the open wheel aspect.
Yeah.
And as F1 is getting more and more popular,
Yeah.
there are, and we saw this with James Coker. We saw this with a lot of people we've talked to, and a lot of people that I've spoken out about this. You get F1 doesn't have a race that weekend, and people are like, oh, there's no racing. I'm fiending for some racing. What's the next step? Oh, everyone online is saying IndyCar. Let's go check
Yeah.
out IndyCar, right? And that's something IndyCar needs to take advantage of. I mean, I don't want to go as far to say like we should look at F1 schedule and then put races in the gaps in their schedule. Like that's not necessarily what we should do, but it's not a bad idea. If like I wouldn't
They
mind.
already kind of have races on
I
F1
wouldn't
off
mind.
week, so.
I doubt they did it intentionally. That's what I'm
No,
saying. But
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if it lined up that way.
Yeah. I'm not sure
Because
really
we're not going to
needs to.
steal fans from F1. We're trying to gain double fans.
Exactly. That's the thing that's I've seen a lot of recently actually on social media is like I've seen like actually like big like F1 counts like on Twitter talking about IndyCar. Like they're interested and vice versa. Like, a lot of people who watch IndyCar also watch F1. And I think that's something that, we're just going to have to accept. It's going to be that way. But how do we do the vice versa where we have a lot of F1 fans also being IndyCar fans and not like IndyCar fans also being F1 fans?
Yes, 100%
Yeah.
agree. And F1 kind of jumped on that ship early,
Yes.
right? And they're just the premier motorsport series in the world, so they're going to have the upper hand on this. And IndyCar, I don't think their goal should be to catch up to F1 because
No.
there is no catching up to F1.
No.
They should be differentiate yourself from F1, but also stay so similar that those, not so similar, but like that it's open wheel racing, that those F1 fans will want to come over and like IndyCar as well. But I love their greatest, fastest racing on earth campaign. I think that's a really good way to differentiate yourself to the average viewer, the general public. Hear fastest racing on the earth, and they're
another thing
like,
with, like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, with the
right?
Tanner Buchanan ad, showing that
100%.
like IndyCar is the rawest, like purest form of racing. And that's exactly what they need to advertise themselves as.
Because they're not wrong.
No.
That's why you're here doing this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here doing
Yeah.
this. Like, I think as someone like you, and you've talked to me about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, you started as an F1 fan, and you moved over to, not that you've moved over to IndyCar, but
I was a casual IndyCar fan first, but I became obsessed with F1 before I became obsessed with IndyCar.
and
Yeah.
when we talked about it back in August, starting this podcast,
Yeah.
when I met you in the room that's just right
President's
back there,
Hall, yep.
we were talking about it, and you were interested in covering IndyCar more and starting an IndyCar
Yeah.
podcast because of how raw the racing is.
Yes.
And it's just the better entertainment value racing series. It's more driver on driver rather than team on team. That's not saying the team isn't important in IndyCar.
It's a more personable sport.
Exactly. That is a great way to put it. And I think that's how IndyCar needs to market themselves.
I know they need like that's the one thing, and I talked about this with you, of course, over text. Like the Tanner Buchanan ad, it was great, but the one thing it missed was driver personality. Everything else, like the whole grit and grime of like the racing, they nailed that part, perfect. But they need to focus on the drivers too and like emphasize them.
And I think they're
Their
doing that.
personalities.
They're creating entire Super Bowl ads around a specific
Yeah.
driver, right? Which is why I think I said this to you when you brought up that point to me over text. It didn't bother me that they did like the whole thing with Pato winking and whatever.
Yeah.
But like they didn't talk too much about it. But it didn't bother me because they've addressed that,
Yeah.
right? And now we want to. It's hard to encompass that all in one ad. You can only hold people's attention for like a minute and a half nowadays. It's a really big problem within society. But that's not for us to worry about.
Yeah, like videos, like short form videos, or like even like YouTube videos. I've seen them do more of this lately. Is like have the drivers appear in videos and do stuff, and I think that's like really good.
I think IndyCar needs to work more with content creators.
Yeah, they do.
And
Influencer marketing is so important.
like
nowadays.
yes, we'd
They
love
need
for
it.
them to work with us, but that's not what I'm saying. We're already giving
Hire
them,
50 more James Cokers.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But like go look into the market, see what random content creators are out there
Content
that have a
analysis, yeah.
following, whether it be mainly female or mainly male or mainly this demographic. They don't even have to be racing related as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
But see if you can turn them as a brand into an IndyCar fan.
Mm-hmm.
How about it starts with, let's invite them out to a race. Hey,
Yep.
we really like your content. Will you come out to Phoenix? We'll give you pit passes. We'll give
Mm-hmm.
you everything you need and just cover your experience while you're there. Maybe then they're an IndyCar fan now.
Yeah.
And then they come and turn into a full-time employee, kind of like James
Mm-hmm.
Coker has, right? And they don't need to be an IndyCar channel right now, and I'm not saying their channel needs to be an IndyCar channel after they go, but they might talk about their interests on it.
Yeah.
It just gets people, because if one of your favorite influencers starts talking about IndyCar, maybe you're going to be like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Right? It just gets people talking about it.
Right.
No one talks about IndyCar. That's what F1 grew so
F1,
big. They started
invite
the,
so many influencers, and then they become F1 influencers, or they're already F1 influencers. But yeah. Anyways, the point is, they should invite us, and we should be doing them,
I think the F1 did the thing with the Netflix show, Drive to Survive. and
Yeah.
everyone started talking
But that
about
moment
F1.
is gone.
No, I'm
no
not
one cares
saying-
about Drive to Survive anymore.
No one
Yeah.
cares, but like they for a moment there, for those 3 years, everyone was talking about F1.
Yeah.
You can't do it with strict ads. You need people to be talking about your sport. You need
Yeah.
people to be, because what do you learn about stuff mouth to mouth. half
That's
the
another thing.
time.
I don't understand the whole like idea, like the whole emphasis on ads, like on TV. Like they're good, but yet again, like the younger audience you're trying to chase
awareness.
isn't watching TV.
It's social media.
Yes.
Like,
and
and
YouTube.
that's why I loved that I haven't, not that I love that I haven't seen Tanner Buchanan's ad on TV, but it was a social media ad.
Yes.
It was made for social
Right.
media. And I loved that.
Yeah.
Because you sent it to me on Instagram. I reposted it.
Right.
Like 16 of my followers liked it. We
Yeah.
reposted it on the Across the Bricks account.
Right.
Obviously, those people are probably already
Well, yeah,
IndyCar
of
fans.
course,
But
yeah.
like, maybe
Seems so,
I'm
yeah.
hoping that one of those 16 people or whatever it was that liked it on my account watched it and were
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? People repost it. Social media, it's built as bad as it is sometimes, as good as it is sometimes. It is built to get people talking about things.
Yeah.
Right? And they post it on their YouTube, they post it on their Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere. Get them talking about it, right? And I think Tanner Buchanan's a great actor to come in. We talked about that last week. I think they're going in the right direction right now, and I encourage them to keep going.
Totally.
All right, we'll break there. We didn't talk about St. Pete predictions at all there, or Phoenix predictions are at all there, but
we
it's
can-
okay.
We can come back to it.
That turned into another conversation.
Yeah.
We got like 10, 15. It's 4:40, so we can do IndyCar. I don't really think. I mean, we can talk about NASCAR, but like NASCAR is such a crapshoot to me. I never. You know what? Tyler Reddick's winning again. We can do a quick little conversation about Tyler Reddick because that
Yeah.
is. Let's do IndyCar first, and then we have time.
There.
I'll lead into it.
All right.
All right, Aiden. I almost said St. Pete again.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Aiden. Phoenix is coming up this weekend. I know we just kind of talked. We were going to do Phoenix predictions, and then Loki, Aiden, and I got talking about like IndyCar marketing strategy. Welcome to our text chains. This is about how they go. We
Yeah,
start talking
it is.
about one thing, and then we just start honing on another.
Yeah, I don't think a conversation never goes smooth because it's just we pivot so much. Anyways,
100%. But now that we have actually made it to our IndyCar predictions, what are you looking at for our pole position at Phoenix this weekend?
I got David Malukas taking pole position. I think his first pole position for Penske. It's gonna be exciting.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
but I don't have him winning because it's gonna be Scott McLaughlin. I think Scott McLaughlin's gonna win out just in experience and with handling of a Penske car. But I do think Malukas will finish P2, and I'll give Polo P3 because you can never count out the Alex Palou.
Yeah, you saying that. Oh, run through your biggest mover real quick.
Oh, biggest mover was Ferrucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saying that makes me regret my predictions.
Yeah.
Because when I was making mine, I put in my whole, like, what I usually do. And I was just like, how I make predictions is I look at our little graphic and I'm like, it's going to happen this week. And then I put them down.
Yeah.
And then I, like, put mine down and I was like, Alex Palou isn't there.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
But also,
you might regret that on
I
Saturday.
have him finishing fourth in
Okay.
our. Obviously, we did our combined, but I think you had him finishing fourth in our full thing. Maybe you had him finishing third.
I had him third.
Whatever it
Yeah.
was, I agree that he'll be in third or fourth.
Yeah.
But with my predictions, I'm running Newgarden on pole. I think the Penske car is going to be the strongest here this weekend. It obviously went from testing, they looked solid. McLaughlin was a little slow, but Newgarden and Lil Dave were in the top 8, which is testing. It's fine, and I think they'll get that all figured out.
Yeah.
And Penske's just so good on short ovals, and the king of ovals in IndyCar right now is Joseph Newgarden, and I don't.
I guess. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have counted him out, but
No, it's hard to count Newgarden now, but also he didn't. I had a good first race. He raced up from the back, but I don't know. We'll see. I think Joseph Newgarden will be pulled. I could see Malukas getting it too, so I don't. Just like yours. I've got Pato taking the win here. I love
we need that. We
Patricio O'Ward.
Launch that championship fight, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Come on.
I really think Pato needs a jump start to the year. I think he
Yeah.
feels that after not the best weekend at St. Pete. I think he finished top 10.
P4 is not bad.
Or was it P4?
Wait, no. Wait.
I got to pull up.
Did he pass Kirkwood? No, he didn't.
I got it pulled up.
No,
No,
he was P5.
he was P5. I was thinking P6. Anyways, P5, it's a good start to the year.
Yeah.
Right? Pato didn't seem upset about it on Instagram. His first picture was a picture of him like smiling real
Yeah.
big on a golf
Well,
cart.
that's just
That's just Pato.
Yeah.
But so I don't think he's too upset about it. But I think he really needs a jump start, especially in a weekend where I don't think Palou is going to have his best weekend. His best weekend is finishing fourth and not first. But I think Pato needs to punch him in the mouth, get this going.
Yeah. let's do
And
it.
I had Pato on pole at first. That's who I originally had, and I was like, but I don't think he's got the car because every time I think about Pato, I'm like, McLaren doesn't always have the car. He just outdrives it every week. When Rossi was at McLaren, he always talked about how it was another week where Pato outdrove his car, dude. I think he's one of the most. I think Pato might be the most underrated driver in the series. And he's a highly rated driver because I don't know if McLaren's actually giving him the performance on ovals that he is making the car look like. And now that a lot of that might be because Siegel and Lundgaard aren't up there as well in terms of oval drivers, and that's obvious. So we don't really have a comparison.
Yeah.
But they're both terrible on ovals, and I don't think Lundgaard's that bad of an oval driver.
Yeah.
Like he's not the best, but he was. You know what I mean?
Also, Siegel, let's address the elephant in the room. When's it going to be time for Zach Brown and Tony Kanaan to say, look, kid, it's over?
He told us
Yeah.
if he doesn't finish 10th this year. But if he keeps dropping 26th place finishes, it wasn't
Awful.
26.
He dropped an absolute stinker. Nolan is a nice guy,
He finished
but
20th.
man, I mean, you cannot be driving like this if you're driving for
He finished
McLaren.
20th in
You
a
just
lap
can't.
down. He was the
You
only
cannot,
driver to finish a lap down that was not involved in a wreck.
That's
AKA Stingray.
shameful. That's terrible.
It's just in a McLaren car, dude.
Yeah.
When
You
his
cannot be
other
doing that.
his other
He's
two drivers
third
were
and fifth.
third and fifth.
Not acceptable.
No. I like Nolan. He's a good kid. He's always been super kind to me and everybody when I interact with him at media day or anything else. But I believed in him. I spoke very highly of Nolan Siegel at the beginning of his career when he got that McLaren seat. I said, give him a year or two to figure it out. It's been a year or two, and he hasn't figured it out. And there are a lot of drivers eating for that McLaren seat.
I think it's time to let Linus Lundqvist come back into the series.
It's just going to depend if McLaren want to pay for him. Because Lundqvist has made it very clear, I want to drive an IndyCar, but I don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So we'll see. But I have David Malukas finishing second, which you also do. I believe David Malukas is going to have an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
I'm
excited.
I thought about really giving him the win here, but I just couldn't.
Who you got third?
I might be a little like heartache. Like I've watched David finish in the top 3 so many times and not win. So now it's not going to happen again. So hopefully I'll be disappointed. I have Justin Newgarden finishing third. I think it's still round out a good weekend. I could see like some pit stop trouble or something that'll keep him out of the win.
Yeah.
Or just Pato out racing him really. And then
I think I had Newgarden fourth on my predictions.
yeah, and then I have Santino Ferrucci as our biggest mover. AJ Foyt's car does not look like it's going to be very good for qualifying.
No.
But he will.
It never is. He never qualifies well, but he always drives through the field.
I was looking through some of the because I kind of biggest movers, right? And I was looking through some of the drivers that I did not think were going to qualify well,
Yeah.
but still have a good race. And the only one that in terms of the lower tiered drivers, it is Rinus VeeKay and Santino Ferrucci. And I think VeeKay could even qualify well.
Well, yeah, I think with Juncos now, they're much better on ovals than DCR. But
Yeah.
yet again, DCR has the Andretti affiliation, so we'll see.
Or with AJ Foyt. That's who from DCR last year.
Yeah.
But so I just didn't see anyone. I'm excited. Cal
Does
Collette-
Juncos still have that McLaren partnership?
Nope, that was entirely with Augustine Canapino and all
Right.
that. That was thrown out the window
that's right.
and hasn't come back yet. So I'm hoping they can figure that out.
Yeah.
But what I do really love to see is I'm excited to see Cal Collette this weekend. He obviously had a solid first race. He finished 17th, kind of pounded around, but he stayed on the lead lap. And he beat his teammate. Did he? Yeah, he did, because Santino Ferrucci had the crash. First.
Singer Rob's the other elephant in the room. It's time for him to go. How has he made it 4 seasons in this series? Is this 4 or 5? Is this?
I don't know.
I've lost track because it's just so much.
DCR, AJ Foyt,
Juncos.
4.
4. This is his 4th year. Come on. He made it 3 corners before he ruined Ferrucci and Schumacher's races. I was so excited to see Mick drive an IndyCar. I've been waiting for this for so long. When he got kicked out of his Haas seat, I was just praying that he'd go to IndyCar. And it took him a few years, but then he finally did. He announced it in 2025. And I was like, 2026 is going to be the year. Mick Schumacher and IndyCar. And then Stingray Robb says, you're not going to get to watch this because I freaking suck. Man. All right.
Aiden was yelling at the TV when
Yeah,
Stingray crashed.
I was so pissed.
Stingray just locked it up, but I get it. But I think Mick overall had a good first weekend.
Yeah.
I think he showed some potential in practice. He was pounding around laps. He's still learning the car and getting race fit.
He had a
obviously.
good start, too, in the race.
He
was
did.
making up a few positions and then,
Just got caught on the outside.
Yeah.
It happens. But
it
no,
wouldn't happen if Stingray Robb wasn't an IndyCar.
I am exceptionally excited for this weekend.
Yeah, me
Short
too.
ovals are my favorite type of track on the calendar.
They're so fun, man.
except for the Indy 500,
Yes.
obviously.
I'm with you on that.
And I will stand by that, and I cannot wait to watch.
Who do you got winning NASCAR?
Tyler Reddick.
All right.
It feels like a close situation.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
know.
count out of him right
No.
now.
I mean, I really want to say Denny Hamlin because it'd be his vengeance. He lost the championship there last year, which left a freaking hole in my heart. Still so upset about that when I think about it. But, then all the terrible things that happened over the offseason. But that's what's so admirable about Denny Hamlin is that he came back. After all that pain, he still came back, raced his car, and he's actually doing pretty well this year. And I'm I don't know, I really respect him so much. And I'm really excited. I really hope he can win Phoenix. You know what? Yeah. Give me Denny Hamlin for Phoenix.
That's fair.
He's gonna avenge his championship.
Let's give
for
some
his father.
short props to Tyler Reddick and
Yeah.
2311 Racing.
Which Denny Hamlin's also a part of.
Yes. Which he doesn't drive for them, correct?
No, he drives for Joe Gibbs.
I'm not going to
Yeah,
lie. I
know.
found that out the other day. It's a little weird for me.
I know, yeah. I talked to Drew about it, my roommate, yesterday, and yeah, he was very confused as well.
Anyways,
Yeah.
not that important. Tyler Reddick and the 2311 squad have won 3 in a row. It's the first time ever.
First time ever the NASCAR driver has won the first 3 races of a season.
And that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially Daytona's kind of a luck shoot. But the other 2 are obviously skill based.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Well, Atlanta's
and,
kind of luck, but it's more skill-based than Daytona is.
And he beat SVG at the road course, correct?
He did. In a
where'd
straight
I-
fight.
Did he finish second?
Second.
That is impressive.
Reddick won by 5 seconds, too.
That
It
is-
was an impressive
that is-
performance.
So impressive.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because we've talked extensively about how so dominant,
Yeah.
how dominant SVG's been on road courses. We learned a lot with the NASCAR truck season over the weekend about what makes drivers good on a road course, and a lot of it is right foot braking and using the clutch to control wheel hop and keeping the car on the ground. Obviously, cars on the ground more than jumping up because of bumps and stuff. more
Yeah.
acceleration, whole thing. SVG's gotten really good at that.
Mhm.
Dario Franchitti tried doing that this weekend, kind of mastered it until that entire thing.
That was so fun.
We can recap that real quick.
Yeah.
Hinch had one of the best recovery drives I've
That
ever
was
seen.
phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he got 10th out of that is amazing. Love Hinch, love Franchitti. It was great seeing Dario there, and then Scott Dixon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Kanaan were all there at his pit box cheering him on, which I love that. Great community. And Dario drove a great race. He was like top 10 for almost all of it, and he had an issue towards the end of the race, which took him out of contention. He finished like 25th, but a day to be proud of for sure. I mean, he held his ground. He was looking good. He had that amazing dive bomb at turn 1 on Jimmy Hinch, and that was so fun. I mean, I really enjoyed watching that race.
Yeah,
I really hope he tries NASCAR again because that was great.
I loved his interview after where he was talking. He was like, "These kind people gave me a truck, and I kept banging it into the wall."
Yeah,
I love Dario.
He's great.
And what a legend. I think
Yeah.
he's underappreciated in the
Totally.
IndyCar community, and people appreciate him a lot.
Yeah.
But you got to remember, 4 championships, 3 Indy 500s. That's unprecedented numbers. So,
Crazy.
and a lot of people give that respect.
Yeah.
I did want to mention. I think I mentioned this last week, but I've been watching through the Indy 500s. Starting in 2012 with the new car all the way up until the new year. I'm about to finish 2015 now.
Yeah.
And I think I've already counted 2 or 3 races that Scott Dixon probably should have won. So the fact that this man only has won 500, knowing there's about 3 more races to come that he probably should have won,
Yeah.
really hurts my soul. And
Scott Dixon's the unluckiest driver in IndyCar history.
I
Or
think
Indy 500 history, I should
until
say.
he retires, I think I will be rooting for this man to win every 500.
Okay.
I was before, just because I like Scott Dixon.
He totally deserves a second one. He should have like 3 or 4 at this point.
No,
he
no,
totally
no.
deserves it.
He finished second in 2012.
Yeah.
He finished second. Well, actually, I don't know if he finished second, but he finished in the top. Currently at 15 laps, 2015,
Yeah.
he's in second place.
Yeah.
And he's dominated this race. I
Yeah.
texted you that earlier.
Yeah.
He finished third in 2020.
Yep.
He was controlling the race and had it in his
2022.
hands in 2022 until he got this pit speed violation
Yep.
by half a mile an hour,
Yep.
which is insane.
Such bullshit. Such bullshit.
I
I'm
mean, it's
sorry.
going to happen. That's the rules.
Yeah.
But, it's still crazy that 500
It's
gets
not a
taken away.
lasting advantage in any way.
No,
Like,
it's not dangerous at all. It's just those are the rules. I get
Yeah.
it. That's how you secure those rules. But
Yeah.
it was just he's gotten there's not the driver can't do anything about that. He presses the pit speed button and it slows down for him. It's just a system malfunction,
Yeah.
really. I'm sure there's more I'm missing, right? He's had the pole how many times? I think it's 4.
Yeah.
He's led the most laps in Indy 500 history. Dude, we've talked about this before. If there's anything in this world I know more about than anything else, it
The Indy
is
500.
the Indianapolis 500 and the history of it. And I love it so much.
Yeah.
It is my favorite. It's the greatest race in the world, but it is literally my favorite day. Like my parents grew up joking that my Christmas morning feeling,
Is
like-
Indy 500
yeah.
race day.
but after you're done opening presents, you're like, I gotta wait another year
Yeah.
to do this again.
It's like after the
It's
race is
the
over,
mile
right?
walk back from my seats on the outside
To
of
the
the
car
short
and
chute to
someone
the
else's
car.
driveway or grass.
We parked at a place called Amvets.
Yeah.
It's like
No, I
it's a
parked at some
veterans
random
place.
dude's, garage. I don't
It's
know.
awesome. But anyways, I'm so excited for the month of May, and we're in March. But
Yeah.
ovals, there's an oval this weekend, and that is equally
Yeah, I know, it's gonna be great.
as exciting
Yeah.
for me and everything. Dude, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And tune in. It's 3 p.m. Sunday on
Yeah.
Fox.
Yes, it is.
And I'm stoked.
Yeah.
You got anything to add?
I think that's it.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks for listening to this week's Cross the Bricks episode 7, 8, 9. We talked about this. We don't know
7.
what number it is.
Yep.
7. Oh, look at Aiden keeping track.
I am keeping
Sorry we
track.
didn't get James Coker for you this weekend. Shout out James for just being willing to
Yeah.
come in, and then
really appreciate it.
also rescheduling when said come in didn't work, which we totally understand. This is a hobby for you. You've got a job. I don't have a job.
We're broke, man.
We're broke. So I get it.
IndyCar, please pay us.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for when that happens and when we can get on and talk
Yeah.
about motorsports with them. Hopefully,
Can't wait.
I know April is a big break.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it's really going to go off of what day works for him. But I hope we get him in a race weekend or after a race weekend, so we can either do predictions or talk about something with him. So we can get some good content out there for you guys.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, and we will see you guys next week.
Ciao, ciao. Ferrari 1-2 in Australia.
Ciao, ciao. Adios.